What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Self-Made from selfmadefishingtv. I really appreciate you all tuning into the video. I got something exciting for you guys and something that I like to use almost all year round, and it really brings me a lot of luck when I'm out there on the water. But before I jump into the video, if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for me, as well as smash that like button at the bottom of this video. That way you can get notified when I release more content like this one, as well as I got tons of fishing videos. I release a short almost every single day, as well as videos like these every Friday. And for those of you who have already subscribed, I can't thank you enough. It really is what keeps this channel going, and I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. But with that being said, let's jump right in. So for today's video, I have a little bait right here. It's the Jackhammer chatterbait, and this bait, I really do use it all year round. I've had a lot of luck with it, and to me, it's one of the best baits that you can use when you're out on the water. It's made by Z-Man. They come in a bunch of different varieties and colors, and if you haven't used this already, I definitely recommend trying it when you get out there the next time. This bait in particular, the Jackhammer, it's one of their more expensive ones that you can buy, but I definitely think it's worth the money. This one has a much tighter action to it than a lot of the other baits that I've used, as well as you can skip it under about any dock. You can fish it in shallow water, deep water, open water, any kind of conditions really, and it really does work. Also, very good bait when you're trying to avoid snags and you're not trying to get hung up. I think this is a great bait to use. For me, the bladed jig, I've used all different varieties, and the Z-Man tends to work the best, and I'm gonna break down exactly how I use it. So for me, I like to use it on two main trailers. Those trailers being some sort of bug or creature bait, and then as well as some kind of swim bait. I got two different Guggen style creature bait and then a swim bait by Guggen. You know, I'm a huge advocate of Guggen. I think their baits work. The fish tend to bite it, and I always have a lot of luck when I use it. So with the swim bait, basically I have the weedless chatterbait here. This is also made by Z-Man. Also a really nice bait to use. I only have one jackhammer, so I'm going to go ahead and throw these two baits on this weedless chatterbait and let you see how it looks. That way you can get a feel for what you're working with when you're out there. So when it comes to a swim bait, super simple to put these on and rig it up. And pretty much the bladed jigs, there's a bunch of different options. The main ones I use are the original chatterbait, the weedless chatterbait, and then they have the jackhammer. Like I said, the jackhammer to me has a much tighter wobble. The action's a lot better, and to me the hooks are a lot better. They use a very high quality Gamakatsu hook on there, and I think the hookup ratio is absolutely phenomenal. But in reality, I've caught a ton of big fish with this weedless, so if this was what you went to the store and that's all they had, you're not going to be disappointed if that's what you go with. But I do think the jackhammer brings its own little style, its own action, and definitely its own variety to the bladed jig game. But let's go ahead and put this on for you. So it's pretty simple. Just going to go through the nose of the bait, come right out the back. And what I love about these bladed jigs, they have little bait keepers on here. So when you push them all the way through, your bait's not coming off. And you can see it just looks absolutely juicy when it's tied on. They have tons of different colors on these. These just happen to be colors I have in the tackle box. But really, I've used all different colors and they all work well. With the creature baits, very similar thing, except on this one, you're going to go through the tail of the bait. Tail, the back, whatever you want to call it. You're going to do basically the same thing. So absolutely juicy, absolutely juicy. These right here, these are 3/4 ounce. Normally, I don't throw this heavy of a chatterbait, but last time I was out, I was trying to get a little bit deeper. It was a little bit colder. I was fishing at the end of the year. I fished basically all the way up until it's below freezing, and I was trying to really get down where I thought those fish were at. If it was a normal time of the year, not so cold, I'd probably stick with something like 3/8 or 1/2 ounce. I really do think that's the sweet spot. But, you know, when you're out there, I always say experiment with a little bit of everything, and whatever's working at that time of the year, you probably want to stick with it, follow the patterns for where you fish in the body of water that you're fishing. This jackhammer is a 1/2 ounce. This is probably something more like I would use all year round. I really love this bait. Like I said, holds the bait on very well. It produces a lot of sound, has a lot of action in the water, and fish just go crazy when you throw it. If you haven't used the chatterbait, I definitely recommend that you get out there and try it. People ask me all the time what baits are best to use. I get that question probably more than any other one. For me, this is definitely on one of my rods every time I'm out and I'm bass fishing. I've probably caught, on average, the biggest fish with this bait here, and definitely I have a lot of confidence when I throw it, and I guarantee if you get out there and try it, you'll build your confidence with it as well. So with that being said, it's just a real quick video that I wanted to put together for you guys, talk about one of my favorite baits. I'm always trying to help other fishermen, really just trying to get people who are new to fishing, give them a little bit of tips and tricks that they can use when they're out there. So get out there and throw it. I throw this bait all sorts of conditions, open water, under docks, light cover, really anywhere I can. I'm definitely going to try it out. I'll even try it out in heavy cover, but from what I've found, if it's a little too grassy, I definitely prefer something that's weedless like these versus the jackhammer. The jackhammer is going to have that really sharp hook. If you're throwing in a super heavy cover, you're going to probably just bring a lot of that stuff back with it when you're retrieving it. As far as the retrieve goes, I like to experiment with all different kinds depending on the time of the year, but you can work it really any way that you want. You can reel it in super quick, kind of keep it close to the top of the water, and if the fish are active, you can trigger a lot of bites that way. If it's colder, like the last time I was fishing, you know, you can just bounce it off the bottom, try to keep it real low in the water column, and get to those fish that are hanging out deeper at the bottom of the lake or pond or river that you're fishing in. Pretty much, you really can't go wrong with this bait. Like I said, it's something that I'm always throwing, something that I always experiment with, and I definitely think you should too. And I don't want to keep this video that long. Like I said, really just wanted to break down this jackhammer specifically because I've caught a ton of fish, and a lot of people, when they ask, do I really need to buy that? I think these are like 16 to 20 bucks depending on where you buy them at. I mean, you don't have to, but there's definitely benefits of it. I think the action's great. Definitely starts a lot faster than the other baits. It's a lot tighter in the water, and fish go crazy over it. For me, like I said, I experiment with everything. I've had a lot of luck with the original, a lot of luck with the weedless. The jackhammer is just probably has the best action of them all, and even though it's a little more expensive, I definitely always keep a few in my tackle box. But with that being said, I definitely appreciate all you guys for joining into this video. I know it wasn't long, and I have a bunch more videos coming, so definitely, like I said in the beginning, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button for me so you can get notified when I release more content like this. And I got plenty more baits to show, plenty more things to break down, and I really hope you guys look forward to that as well. Thanks so much for watching. It's Self-Made from Self-Made Fishing TV, and you guys have a blessed one. Tight lines out there, and happy fishing.